So I'm Nikki Benyams, I'm head teacher at Neyton C.V. Academy, and I'm one of the lead head teachers on the ITT programme for North Star. Next bit. So North Star Teaching Alliance is a group of over 60 schools, and we span a really huge geographical area from Scarborough to Northallerton is kind of the top of our area, and then down to Knaresborough and Leeds and Selby. So we're a really huge area and also a really massive range of schools, very diverse schools, really small village schools, bigger town schools, forces schools, church schools, non-church schools. So there's a real range of different types of schools in our alliance. So School Direct is a school-led teacher training programme but with a university link. So Leeds Trinity is the university we work with at North Star, and it's where you do all of your training in school, and then one day a week is led by either Leeds Trinity 1 week or head teachers and SLAs from within the Alliance on the other week. So it's a really school-based approach, and the benefit of that is you get a whole year in a primary school. So you get that real immersion in school life that you wouldn't get if you were doing much shorter placements. So when you do a School Direct programme, there is still the academic rigour, there's still the sort of university input, but it's not based at university, so it gives you a lot more freedom to do the work in a more sort of relevant way, and you're in school all the time with the children. So unfortunately there aren't any bursaries for primary-led PGCE type programmes, but you would automatically qualify for a student loan, and you can get lots of support from Leeds Trinity because we have the link with Leeds Trinity University. Any support from the university you are automatically sort of can access, including the library, student loan support, all those things. So North Star for me is the best option because it's school-led, you're in school all week with the children. We have such a massive range of different types of schools over such a huge area, so it can be really geographically convenient for people. But also we have some absolutely excellent practitioners. We have outstanding schools, we have amazing SLEs and LLEs who are supporting the ITT programme. So everything that's delivered is delivered by, you know, the best practitioners in the north, I think. The other thing is that our ITT programme, it's a step into our schools. So we don't see it as a year on its own, we see it as part of a journey in North Star. So we have a year ITT training, but then when you become an NQT, there are so many schools, so the chances of getting a job are really high. Then we have a really supportive NQT programme and a recently qualified teacher programme after that. We have leadership training for after that. So I see the ITT year as the first year of many within North Star. It's a real sort of welcome to the North Star family, but it's a long-term thing. It's much longer than that 1 year. People have lots of sort of input into where they do their placements. So we always listen to where people live, what's convenient for them. We can't guarantee one exact precise school, but we'll try our best to accommodate. We try and make sure no one has really long journey times, and we try and make sure that the two placements you do are really contrasting. So if you do one in a very small village school, you might do your other in a bigger town school. So you have two very different placements to give you a really broad experience across the year. So you do 3 placements, but in 2 schools. So from September till November, you're in your host school. So that's the first school, you do your first placement in that school. You have lots and lots of time watching teachers before you're expected to do any teaching, and then you work up to about 50% of the timetable. Then you start your placement 2 in your home school, and that's from November where you'll be until the end of the school year. So you are in your home school, you'll do placement 2 over Christmas and into about February time, and then you will do placement 3 where you'll work up to 80% teaching. So it's a really busy year. You work, you know, it's a hard work year, but it is very gradual and very stepped. It never feels like a sudden influx of work. You have 4 days in the classroom and 1 day training until March, and then you're in the classroom all the time. So it's really school-based. So the hub days are a Friday until March from September, and they're at Meadowside Academy in Knaresborough, which is quite central, very easy to get to in terms of transport, and they are delivered by either Leeds Trinity or North Star head teachers and teachers who are, you know, seen to be the best. I think that we have much more of a personal touch at North Star. There's a really big support network around the ITT trainees that we have. So there are people who work for North Star in the central team, and then there are lead mentors who are supporting the mentors within the schools. So there's sort of a lot of layers of support. You'd have a mentor in your school, the lead mentor, and then people who work for North Star. So that's the first thing that I think is quite special. And I think because the hub day is at Meadowside, which is where the North Star team work, there's a real personal touch and you really build relationships with people. It's not as distant as seeing a lecturer once a week. You're much more involved with the people you're working with. So I think that's the first thing. It's that joining a North Star school, but then it goes on into your NQT year. There are always so many schools in North Star looking for NQTs. So at the end of your ITT year, you've got such a good chance of a job. But then there's an NQT programme, an RQT programme, leadership programmes. There's wherever you want to go as a teacher, there's so many development opportunities in North Star. So 100% of our trainees last year achieved good or better, which is absolutely incredible because you'd still pass an ITT training route if you weren't at that good level, but ours all were, which I think is real testament to the schools and to the professionals who put in the work, but also to the trainees because they really engage. I think we have a programme that's exciting and engaging and they're really keen and really committed. Of those, 46% were graded outstanding, which is a really massive achievement because it's not easy to do as a teacher or a trainee. I think we are just really committed to having the best teachers for our schools. As an alliance, you know, there are a lot of schools who are always looking for NQTs, and we think the best way of achieving the best NQTs for our children in our schools is to train them ourselves. So they're homegrown. We can train people in the areas that we think are the most important and make sure that the NQTs who start their teaching careers in our schools are really ready to teach and to do that really well. I think we help them a lot in terms of pastoral support. I think when things are tricky or when things are challenging, there's so many layers of support available to them. So I think that's a way that we really help. I like to think we always try to go above and beyond. For example, at the minute our current cohort are looking at jobs. So a few of the head teachers have offered to look over their application forms for them when they've started to write them. We're so invested in them. They're a group who we genuinely care about. We see them through from the interview process to their placements. We see them regularly. And so we just really want to help and make sure that they achieve the best score they can at the end, but also secure a job in a school that they're really happy to be in. We genuinely care about the trainees. We are so keen to have the best teachers in our schools, and at the end of the day, that's what's best for our children, and that's why we're here.